Welcome to another edition of the Dakotans Election Central, where we continue our comprehensive coverage of the 2024 North Dakota election cycle. I'm Jonathan Starr, and today I am joined by a candidate in the great District 38 here in Minot, Christina Wolff. Mm-hmm. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having
Absolutely.
me.
So, tell us about yourself. You work at the city of Minot.
I do not work at the city.
You don't?
I don't work at the city of Minot.
There's this rumor that you... So we get to hear about this Christina Wolff at the city of Minot with the recycling, and that is not you.
That's not me. No.
Okay.
No, completely different person. Same spelling and everything. It's
That's
great.
Crazy.
We don't look much alike, though, so it's easy to tell the difference.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Alaska. So
Alaska.
I grew up in Alaska. Met my wonderful husband, Brad. We've been married for 31 years. Met him up there. And
longer than I've been alive.
Thank you. That's great.
We're off to a great start.
So, we moved around quite a bit, and we ended up here in Minot 14 years ago. Seems like a long time.
2009?
2010.
2010.
Yeah.
Time flies by when you're having fun.
It does. It does. So, we came here with the oil field and finished raising our last two boys. We have 4 grown men now and 10 grandkids. So we're at the moment, I can't even, you just never know.
You just never know. With them boys, you just never know.
Them boys. Yeah. So,
what's your favorite part about Minot?
I just love the people here. I do.
Okay.
I love it in Minot. It's been a great place.
Do you consider yourself a politician?
No, I don't.
Because every politician that I have on, when I ask them, not every, but 90% of the politicians I have on, every statistics is a lie, but we're going with 90% today. Every politician I have on says the best part of North Dakota is the people.
The people.
And I have become convinced they say that because they just want votes.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't say it's the weather.
Yeah.
So.
To be fair, I've heard non-politicians say the people too. So we won't call you a politician.
Okay. No,
and we'll
definitely
go with the people being the best part of Minot.
It is the best part of Minot. It really is.
But what got you to stay?
Well, at this point, our kids are grown up. We started having grandkids, and 8 of those 10 grandkids live right here in Minot. So we're not going anywhere.
Grandkids do that too.
They do. They do.
Person.
Yeah, you just want to hang out with them.
Yeah.
They're so much funner than the actual children.
How does that work?
It's great.
Mom, why don't you like me like my kid?
So Brad and I run a company here in Minot. We have for 11 years or 12 years now. And I run a small handyman company, and we're just plugging along. Yeah.
Very neat. Business owners.
Business owners, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so you have this good life going.
Mm-hmm.
You got kids and grandkids.
And grandkids.
Loving the cold climates of the U.S. from Alaska to North Dakota.
Yeah.
And then there's this decision to become a politician.
Yes.
To run for an office in District 38. Tell us how that came about and why.
Well, okay. So back in November, December, Dave Hogue called me and asked me if I would run for House. And I said, no.
No.
No. But,
wrong Christina Wolff,
yeah,
right?
You got the wrong Christina Wolff. Yeah. No, but, the more I thought about it and I had sponsored the term limits measure.
You sponsored the bill to get rid of David Hogue. Wow.
Yes,
does he know that?
Yeah. He does now. Yeah. I don't know if he did then, but he does now. So, with doing that, I knew things were going to have to change in the legislature, and I knew that people were going to have to step up.
Right.
And so the more I thought about this, and with Larry Ballou leaving, the more I thought, well, maybe that people is me. Maybe
it's your fault after all.
It is my fault.
Interesting. So maybe that's you. Some people that come on this podcast are inspired because of world events and local events. Mm-hmm. And that's part of the determining factor of why they jump into the world of politics, where for the most part, they haven't been that engaged. Mm-hmm. Did that have any effect on you?
Actually, the whole reason that I started getting into politics in the beginning was back in 2020 with the COVID. I got involved and went to a rally. Brad started bringing me to district meetings, and I started attending the district and just was intrigued because until then we had been pretty much, couch warriors.
Okay.
Facebook warriors.
Yeah.
On there. Yeah. So you come to a point in time when it's not doing anything.
Right.
Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
So in order to make things happen, you need to step up and get involved. And went to the meetings and went to my first convention. It was a mock convention in 2020 because they didn't have a real convention. Yeah. And I just became intrigued with the whole process.
Okay.
So, I became district secretary 3 years ago, and I've been doing that ever since. And then I also became the president of the North Central Republican Women, which is previously known as the Republican Women of Minot. 2.5 years ago, about two and a half years ago. And, it's just been a whirlwind. My passion with that has been getting people involved, getting them from that Facebook world into the real world and getting them excited about getting involved, passionate about what they're, not to be, on everything, but just to pick your passions and work with that. So,
advocate for something.
Absolutely. Go to the meetings,
Right.
And half the problem is that the information is so hard to find, like if you want to watch a city council meeting or, I mean, it's out there, you can do it.
It's hard to find.
But if somebody can help you find how to get the information, then just, it's easier to get involved.
Hey, that's one of the goals on our game plan here at the Dakotan. So hopefully we can streamline that problem for some people. But you're right, that engagement's hard. But then also there's this feeling that when people do engage, that they're not always heard, especially out of Bismarck.
That's true.
The politicians, our legislation goes to Bismarck, and they hammer away and they make decisions, and sometimes citizens feel like they're not heard. Have you heard this as you've talked with citizens around your district? And if you were elected, do you have any ideas or plans of how to kind of remedy that in your situation?
I do actually. I have heard that. I found it very easy to talk to our legislators here in District 38. That's so awesome. Larry Blue, Dan Ruby, Dave Hogue. It was just they were at the meetings and very approachable, and so it was just easy to keep in contact. With the Republican Women group, I highly encourage all the ladies and gentlemen in my group to, be on there when we're in legislative session. We were emailing legislators, and I guess it depends on who's the loudest as to what gets done.
Squeaky wheel always gets the grease. How's that fair?
I don't know. But I can tell you that in the last 3 years, since I've been involved in District 38, our membership has grown by 200%.
Why?
People they want to get things changed. They want to make changes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
200%.
200%.
That's great. So you went from 2 to 4.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's only 100%. Right?
That's true. 2 to 6. I could do math. I was homeschooled. That's my problem.
Uh-oh.
All right. But getting people more involved. How do you just continue with kind of the flow that's already been going on in your district? How you guys hold like monthly or whatever the time schedule is, but weekend forums and stuff like that for people to show up and ask questions. Is that during legislative sessions, stuff like that? Yep.
Just to get in touch with the legislators. Like I said, do a lot of emailing. If you see something that's coming through the pipe and you like it or don't like it, make your voice heard. And I think that helps because the more people that are contacting them, it gives them an idea what the people are thinking.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So that's kind of a big deal. Why are you doing this? What's your why, and what are the issues that you're standing on?
Okay. So I'm doing this because when Larry Blue left, that leaves a huge hole in conservative leadership.
Okay.
I consider myself a strong conservative, and I'm principled, and I'm not gonna waver on those principles.
Right.
So I felt like we needed somebody in place that was going to be like that. Right.
Okay. So what are those principles?
I stand on the platform, North Dakota Republican platform. So my biggest points of interest so far have been government overreach, government overspending, and reducing the tax burden on the citizens. I want to make life better here in North Dakota.
They all kind of jive together.
They do. And really, it's funny that the more research I do into anything, really, it all comes back to overreach. Overspending.
All right. Yeah. Specifically, let's identify some factors in the government overreach. Where do you feel like there's government overreach right now that needs to be rolled back?
Well, I mean, we'd have to take a look at a lot of the social programs that go on. I can think in city of Minot especially, we've been looking at things like wayfinding signs. We've been looking at things.
You like those?
I don't.
You don't like the wayfinding signs?
I don't.
Nice.
Shocker.
Yeah. So I said it. We had a live stream with somebody from the city of Minot, and she was fantastic. But like, man, some of those, when you're driving down Broadway or when you're on Burdick, those signs are so low. It totally looks like if you're riding a bike, you are going to be
them. Yeah.
It's epic.
Not only that, but the location of them is, I don't know. I'm not there, so it's hard to make decisions.
Right, and that's not the point. That's a city problem.
That's a city problem. Yeah,
yep.
Yeah. I think the bill that got me the most in the last session, and it just pops to the top of my head, is one where they were going to give $165,000 loans to people that were coming to North Dakota, forgivable loans. These weren't
nice, convenient.
Yeah, it didn't pass. I don't know, maybe had something to do with all the emailing. But that just sticks in my head and things like that. You know, I hear things about $600,000 going to films, a film studio, film studio. You know, things.
Did you feel like that process was fair? Did you look at that process?
I just feel that if you're picking one, then the rest of them.
Yeah, because that one specifically, the window for the application was like less than a week.
Was it? Yeah.
And there were some people that didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
Because the window was so short. It was incredible. And the person that had received it before. It felt like it was very just trying to get somebody some money.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know all the insight on that, so somebody can definitely shout out in the comments and tell me how I'm wrong, and won't be the last time. All right, so government overreach was one. Government spending. What are we putting money into that? And I know that they jive together. You're going to go back to some of those programs.
Probably the same exact things, yeah.
But, I mean, cutting the budget. All right, we've talked way too much about property taxes in this room. Mm-hmm. Okay, way too much. And I anticipate similar stuff. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. But it's like we need a cut. And then when you get to the point of, all right, what do we need to cut? People are always like, well, we'll look at it. So are we just calling out a problem that we feel like we're just spending too much and we need to cut, but we don't know what we need to cut? Or is there legit things that we're spending on money that we shouldn't be spending money on?
I think there are legit things. I mean, like the investments in specific businesses, like and maybe some of that is necessary. I guess I'll be privy to more information. Yeah. When you're in the legislature, you probably have a lot more information available to you. Yeah. But from an outsider point of view, and with a fresh new look at things, it just doesn't make any sense to me that we're picking and choosing winners and losers. Yeah. And now our legacy fund is like, the number that I saw today was, I believe it has exceeded 10 billion. Mm-hmm. I believe that was the number that I saw today. It's incredible how much money's in there. Incredible. Which is a good thing. That's one of like 30 funds. Like there are so many different places. Everything has to be confused so that nobody can figure out where it's going and where it's coming from. Do we need any taxes at all in the state? Do we have enough money? I mean, most people don't mind paying taxes. They just don't like being used like an ATM. They don't like the, But I thought when my forefathers came over, they didn't like taxes. Well, no. Nobody likes taxes. I'm just saying most people don't mind to have services. They don't mind. Yeah. Right. And like you said, they don't like to be the ATM where, well, eventually the ATM runs out. And some districts are finding that out, such as the school district in our locale is finding that out where they can't raise the mill much more anymore. To the top. So eventually becomes too much. But so basically from the tax cuts budget cuts, there's some, you feel like just across the board, there's just some excessive spending that we need to rein in a little bit. I think probably, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have taken a look at the budget and gone through from my inexperienced view of it. They're just,
So
lots of things.
I'm going to ask you a hard question then.
Okay.
All right. Because people have these like grand ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On the outside. And then they get into whatever it is. I'm not saying calling out Bismarck specifically, but we've seen it happen with our favorite politician that ran for Senate or House or in some other state. Like, dude, this guy, he's got some stuff. And he gets in there and you're like, dude, what happened to you?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, because they have these great ideas and then they get in and they get, this is how you act. This is what you do. This is what happens. Is that going to happen?
I don't think so with me. I mean, I'm pretty much a very individual person. Okay. I'm not polished. I'm not a politician. I'm just looking to get stuff done. So, and I have to go back to, this growth in the Republican Party right now. There are a lot of people. If we get enough truly conservative people into that legislature, it's going to make a huge difference. We're going to see a conservative swing.
What makes a true conservative?
I think the platform, if you believe in the platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that is our
where are we at on abortion?
On abortion, I follow the platform, and the platform says that individuals, including the unborn, have an intrinsic I can't say that word. That's it. Intrinsic right to life. So
I won't help you out on that word because I'll probably mess it up too. Okay, sounds good. So North Dakota has very strict abortion laws. You feel like that's the way it should be?
I do, yeah.
Should they be stricter?
I won't say that I would vote against it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have to say though, that's not my main intention in going.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
So the platform, individual liberty.
Yep.
Personal responsibility. Limited government.
Limited government.
But okay, taxes. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Limited government. It feels like people are all a fan of limited government until they want government.
I suppose there are a lot of redundancies, though. There's a lot of places where, things are covered by multiple. I find that a lot in the Health and Human Services Department type of places. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And what I mean is we could pick on abortion, but we won't.
Okay.
Because I do feel like that's something, that probably needs to be addressed differently. But it's like we need to go and get this law in place to protect this. Mm-hmm. Or we need to get this law in place to take care of this. But we want limited government. Like how do you have both sides to that? Yeah, is basically what I'm saying.
You do have to look at each item individually.
Yeah.
You do.
So how limited government do we actually want? It's an interesting question. We can talk about it some other time. Peace through strength in the rule of law. This is just a platform. We're walking through this.
Yeah.
Tell me which one you disagree with. Lower taxes. Right to bear arms. This is a big one.
It is.
Even despite that there's mass shootings almost every single day.
Yeah.
We should keep the right to bear arms.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because the people that are doing that are not the law-abiding citizens.
Right.
Yeah. And most times they're breaking the law just having the weapon.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't think that applies to, that makes everybody that has a gun a bad person.
Family integrity, American moral tradition, quality education, and legislative integrity.
Now let's talk about legislative integrity.
All right.
Because that is one of the things that got me fired up.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Because it does say, and I'm going to read it because I don't memorize things very well, but legislators should lead through personal moral integrity.
Right.
They should consider this platform responsibly before supporting or opposing legislation. And that, I look at a lot of the legislature, and that is not what I see. Nobody's really considering this platform, I don't think. Yeah. Well, not nobody. But some.
Okay, all right. You gotta add some meat to that. Like, do you have a case, an example? We don't want to call anybody out. I get that, but what's some of the actions that are happening that you're not fond of?
I would say one that just off the top of my head would be legislators that are running as Republicans and voting as Democrats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about? I'm gonna flip the script on this. What about the legislators that it seems like quite often right now in the state, you see elected officials coming up with DUIs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Should there be action that's taken from them, from the party or whatever, whether it's suspension or anything like that?
I guess that would be,
Doesn't that fall part of, but does that fall within personal responsibility and integrity? I feel like that falls in the integrity as well. Mm-hmm. Third point was property taxes.
Property taxes.
We need to increase them. We need to decrease them. What do we need to do?
Again, I sponsored the measure to get rid of property taxes.
Nice. All right. So
okay, and I have to tell you is the measure perfect? Probably not. It's going to shake things up a little bit. I think that this all goes together, that if you reduce the amount that's being spent by the government on things, just stuff, then the state can't afford to do this.
Yeah.
And I was in a forum, and one of the guys said to me that he feels like they're taking an axe to something that needed a scalpel. And all I can think of is if you would have taken the scalpel to it,
right,
we wouldn't be taking the axe now.
Yeah.
Right?
This isn't the first attempt to get rid of it.
No, it's not. No.
But by the legislative, or I believe by constitutional amendment.
Mm-hmm. But the legislature has been trying for the last 9 years.
And they haven't done it.
And every political subdivision just backfills and makes it worse. So the people are suffering. It's not.
So do you feel like it's the legislative's fault, or do you feel like it's the city's fault and the school board's fault?
I think it's more at the local levels. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's overlooked, because people go and blame the legislator on this, or the legislative assembly on this, but ultimately it's at the local level that there's probably most of the effects that are done.
Yeah. Which
is an interesting thing. So in property tax, constitutional amendment though.
I know.
That's some stuff.
It can be undone.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that it will be.
Yeah, it can be undone. Everything can be undone. But in this case, it's not even guaranteed that it's going to be done.
No.
Because it's a lot of work just to get the idea of ending property tax.
Yeah.
And it's not even, like, let's be fair. It says in unfair property tax. And that unfair is a bigger word than people realize. Because oftentimes that bill is looked at as, we're just getting rid of property tax. It's going to be gone. That's not what's happening.
No, it's the assessed value on properties. And again, I think I said this before, that things are so convoluted. Everything has to be so confusing that no one can understand.
This is true.
Right? So, I mean, they can collect taxes in other ways. Yeah. I think that a sales tax would be a fairer tax to the citizens.
Sales tax. Why is it fair?
Just because everybody would be paying it.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
It's kind of weird to get. It's kind of weird, and I know that North Dakota doesn't have an income tax. They do have an income tax.
It's not very high.
But it's not very much, and there is a strong push to get rid of it.
I know.
So, but as we've all seen memes that look like, so you get taxed when you make your money. Mm-hmm. You get taxed when you go to spend your money. You get taxed after you own the thing that you spent your money on. Mm-hmm. Like, we're just getting taxed.
Taxed, yeah.
Where does that end?
In a perfect world, we wouldn't be taxed, but that's not where we are right now.
I understand that things have to run, and taxes are necessary to some degree. Mm-hmm. But you feel like do you feel like the sales tax? I actually moved here from a state that didn't have sales tax, and people would say it's a liberal state.
Yeah.
Oregon
does
not have sales tax. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I mean, they got a lot of other problems, so maybe that's not the solution. but sales tax. So are you like? Why don't we have 7.5%? You'd be for another percent.
I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying that I mean, I envision that if this does pass, if it goes through, that the political subdivisions are going to try to make things as miserable as possible. Gotcha. So I'm assuming that's what they'll do. I think it's a fair tax. I don't think it's fair to lose your house if you can't pay your taxes, especially a house that you paid for.
Yeah.
So, and
interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's switch up gears right now. Let's throw some rapid fire questions at you. Let's put you on the spot. Ooh. Everyone's a trick question. You better watch what you say. It could make or break your election.
Okay. Great.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Night owl.
Okay.
I'm not sure I am either these days.
Do you sleep these days?
Not much. No.
Yeah, not much. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
All right. Beach vacation or mountain getaway?
Beach.
Beach vacation or lake life?
Lake life? Beach still. Yeah.
Beach still.
Yeah.
Summer or winter?
I will complain about it, but I love winter.
She's one of those.
I'm not a heat girl, so I can go on vacation, but I like being a little cold.
Spring or fall?
Oh, I like spring.
Spring
it's
is
beautiful.
so wonderful. If you like winter, you've got to like spring because that's the only thing that's
what
good about
gets you
winter. Texting or talking? This is important for your constituents.
Talking.
Okay, give her a phone call all day long. She won't answer because she'll be in sessions.
Maybe.
That's gonna be a crazy life.
I know. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. Cooking or takeout?
Cooking.
Okay. City life or countryside?
City. I don't like get nature all over me.
Yeah.
It's not.
She likes city. But you live in Alaska and North Dakota and you like city life.
Yeah, well, I lived in cities.
Yeah, but this is not a city.
Yeah, but I don't nature all over me, so it's okay.
So all right. Population between 50 and 100K city or millions population?
No, I definitely would stick to small. Yeah.
Okay, small town.
Yeah.
Small town life. All right, gotcha. Do music or podcasts?
Oh, I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, there's only one right answer to that one.
Yeah. I mean, I like music, I do, but I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Gotta like the good old podcasts. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, folks. Apple or iPhone?
Aren't those the same thing?
Yeah, see.
I'm a Samsung girl. Yeah.
Come on.
No.
I feel like that could cause you to lose votes.
Really? Oh, I don't see how.
You don't see how. Because they're going to message you and they're not going to get the blue bubble.
Oh, there's a blue bubble.
Exactly. An iPhone, blue bubble, way better.
I don't care.
She doesn't care. All right. What's the best part of Minot?
The best part of Minot?
Kind of already asked you this one.
Kind of have, yeah. But it's just the community.
The community.
I've had a great time here in Minot. I ran a nonprofit or not-for-profit organization for 10 years. Great group of ladies, and it was just amazing. And it's been a good time here. Make lots of friends.
As you've been throughout the state, what's your favorite restaurant?
Ooh, my favorite restaurant. This is boring, but I'm going to go with Longhorn.
All right.
I love that. Yeah.
Longhorns is delicious. All right. So you're in a race, man. This is not a deal where endorsed candidates got through and nobody else is running and primary is going to be a breeze, get out, vote, whatever, and move on life. There's 3 candidates vying for 2 spots.
Yes.
What separates you from those 2 other candidates?
Well, let's see. So Dan Ruby and I are running together as a team.
Okay.
We have a lot in common. We have a lot of the same thoughts, but we don't agree on everything. So, I mean, one of the things I can think of is term limits. We don't agree on that. So yeah, I mean, I don't think that, I think, like I said, me and him have a lot in common. And Lisa Olson is running. And I think besides, well, gosh, there's just so much. The financial, the tax, relieving taxes, I think would probably be the biggest one on that. And the abortion issue, the same thing. I go by the platform, and not just because it's the platform. I go by that because that's what I believe. And I think that people that are voting Republican here in North Dakota and anywhere really, they see things like this. This is our platform. This is what Republicans believe in, and they vote for these people, and then that's not what they get. Yeah. And I think that's unfortunate. Very good. Very good. So June 11th is going to be a big day for you. It is. You got plans? You've got to have plans, right? I'm going to hide. You're going to go hide. No. Okay. But hopefully, go vote. That's what I'm going to go to. You're going to go vote. And hopefully the rest of the city does not hide, but they go vote. They should go vote. Make sure you vote this
June 11th, primary day. City elections going on, but also decisions made for who's going to be on that ballot come November.
Yeah.
Why should someone vote for you on June 11th?
I am the conservative option for people in District 38.
Yeah.
You know, for years now, we've had great conservative leadership in District 38. And I don't think that, I think I want to continue that on. I want to keep that continuing on, but I don't think that people want to elect somebody that's going to be kind of wishy-washy. Larry Blue has huge boots to fill as far as conservative leadership.
Yeah.
And Joanne Rodmacher after him. So,
right. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Someone wants to support you. What's the best way to do it?
You can go on Facebook to Wolff 4 House 38 all together. It's also my proton.me email address.
Okay.
And my number is 701-340-3703.
All the bots are going to get that.
Sure. They already got it.
They already got
it's
it.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a real will call. So what did we not talk about that you wanted to talk about? We talked about everything?
I think that covers it. Yeah.
Covers it?
I think so.
Hopefully it didn't take too long.
No, it's great.
Kind of breezes by once you get into the middle of it, right?
Yeah.
So, well, it's been really great having you on today.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you stopping by. Been interesting to get to know you better and what you stand for.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Very good. Thank you for watching this episode of the Dakota's Election Central, where we are continuing our comprehensive coverage of the 2024 North Dakota election cycle. Be sure to go to mydakotan.com, click Election Central. There you'll see other interviews just like this one you just watched. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube. Only 80% of the people that watch our videos, or actually only 20% of the people that watch our videos are subscribed. The other 80%, I don't even know what they're doing. So make sure you subscribe, become part of the Dakotan community, like us on Facebook. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.